to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023. Today I'm going to recap all the games. We're look ahead to everything coming up over the weekend. And tonight, since there's no show tomorrow, Friday, for the holiday, we have reality TV to get into, news and notes, and then no best bet because I'm currently in a state where you cannot legally wager. So at the end, I'll announce the Fab Five. So college football is where we'll begin. We'll go over everything from yesterday and look ahead to everything coming up over the weekend. So yesterday, Bowling Green over Western Michigan 34-10 and Eastern Michigan over Buffalo 24-11. All right, Thanksgiving night, 7:30 ESPN. Yearly tradition, the Egg Bowl on Thanksgiving. Number 12 Ole Miss against Mississippi State. My projection is Ole Miss by 8.5 total, 55 and 9/20. I could still see the lines on FanDuel. I just can't bet them, unfortunately. And we have the Ole Miss Rebels by 10.5 total, 55.5. I'm going to take Mississippi State to cover. On the Friday, 12 o'clock on Fox, TCU at number 13, Oklahoma. My line for this game is Oklahoma by 14, total 56 and 3/5. And it's 9.5 and 63.5. That's a hard one. I am going to take the under. CBS, number 17, Iowa at Nebraska. My line for this game is Iowa 4.5 total, 34 and 3/20. And it is Nebraska 2.5 total. Wait for it, 26.5. That is the lowest total I've ever seen in a football game, whether it's college or the pros. That is just crazy to me. So I have under an 8-point edge on the over and a 7-point edge on Iowa. I'm going to take the over. On ABC, Miami, BC, my line is BC by 1 total, 53 and 2/5, and it's Miami by 8.5 total, 47.5. That's crazy. Give me Boston College plus the points and plus 260 outright. Memphis Temple on ESPN, my line's Memphis by 9 total, 62 and 2/5, and we have 11.5 and 64.5. Temple. Toledo, Central Michigan on ESPNU. My line is Toledo 9.5 total, 55 and 9/10, and it's 9.5 and 54.5. That is very close. Slight over. Ohio, Akron on CBS Sports Network. My line is Ohio by 17 total, 41.5, and it is 13.5 and 41.5. I'm going to lay with Ohio on the road. UTSA number 23, Tulane on ABC at 3:30. My line here is Tulane by 11, total 51 and 17/20, and it is 3.5 and 51.5. I'm laying the points. That is crazy. Tulane's better than UTSA this year. CBS Sports Network, Utah State, New Mexico. My line's Utah State by half, total 63 and 7/20, and it is 6.5 and 16.5. Give me New Mexico plus 6.5, and I think they can win outright. They're plus 198. 4 o'clock CBS, number 9, Missouri at Arkansas. My line is Missouri 9.5, total 54 and 17/20. And it's 8.5 and 54.5. Very close. Slight over. I'm sorry, slight Missouri. Next up on Fox Sports 1, Air Force Boise. My line's Air Force by 7, total 51 and 9/10, and it is Boise by 6.5 total, 46.5. This is not the Boise State of old. They are the most overrated team in the country, perhaps. Them and a couple others. So I'm going to take Air Force plus the points and plus 95 outright. 7:30 ABC, Texas second, number 7. Texas minus Texas 11.5, total 52 and the 10th. And we have 12.5 and 53.5. Slight under. On NBC, number 11, Penn State against Michigan State. My line is Penn State 9.5, total 46 and 17-20. It's 20.5 and 42.5. I'm going to take Michigan State to cover. 8:30 on Fox, number 16, Oregon State at number 6, Oregon. My line is Oregon 6.5, total 60 and the 20th, and it is 13.5 and 61.5. I'm going to take the Beavers getting the points to hang around in Eugene. All right, Saturday, the game, 12 o'clock on Fox. Number 2, Ohio State. Number 3, Michigan. My line, Michigan 4.5, total 45 and the 10th. And it's 3.5 and 45.5. I'm very close, slightly in Ohio State. Oh, I'm sorry, slightly Michigan. But I don't feel super about it. On ABC, Kentucky at number 10, Louisville. My line's Louisville by 12, total 51 and 4/5, and it is 6.5 and 50.5. I'm going to lay it with Louisville under 7. On ESPN, Texas A&M at number 14, LSU minus LSU 3.5, total 64 and 3/20. And it's 11.5 and 66.5. I'm going to take Texas A&M to cover. The first time I've given out Texas A&M all year as a pick. Indiana, Purdue. My line is Purdue by 4, total 52 and the 10th. This is on Big Ten Network, obviously, and it's 3.5 and 51.5. Slide over. Middle Tennessee, Sam Houston. My line is Middle Tennessee by 4, total 49 3/4. And it's 3.5 and 49.5. I'm going to do a slight lean with laying the points at middle. UConn, UMass. My line is UMass 5.5, total 55.5. So a bunch of 5s in that one. And it is UConn by 2.5, total 51.5. That's crazy. I'm taking UMass getting 2.5 and plus 110 outright. ACC Network, Pitt, Duke. My line is Duke 5.5, total 47 and 7/20, and it is 6.5 and 42.5. Over. On Fox Sports 1, Houston, UCF. My line is UCF by 7.5, total 58. And it is 13.5 and 61.5. I'm going to take the points. ESPN 2, Navy, SMU. My line's SMU 9.5, total 48 and 3/4. Or 3/20. I read that wrong. And it's 18.5 and 45.5. I'm going to take Navy to cover. ESPN U, Troy, Southern Miss. I have Troy by 12, total 52 and 13/20. And it is 16.5 and 47.5. Over. Northern Illinois, Kent State. My line's Northern by 7, total 46 and 7/20. And it is 18.5 and 43.5. Whew. I'm taking Kent State to cover. CBS Sports Arc, Miami of Ohio, Ball State. My line is Miami of Ohio by 4.5, total 44 and 3/20. And it is 6.5 and 35.5. Over. 1 o'clock, FAU Rice. My line is Rice 5.5, total 53 and 4/5. And we have 4.5 and 48.5. Over. 2 o'clock on CW Network, Wake, Syracuse. My line is Syracuse 5.5, total 46 and 3/4. And it's 3 and 44.5. Over. Or wait. No, I'm actually going to lay the points with Syracuse. Tulsa ECU, my line is ECU by a half, total 47 and 17/20, and it is 3.5 and 44.5. That one I'm going to take the over. UAB North Texas by North Texas by 3, total 67 and 11/20, and it's 3.5 and 74.5. Under. Georgia State Old Dominion. Mine's Old Dominion by a half, total 53 and a fifth. And it's 2.5 and 54.5. I'm going to take Georgia State to cover. Three o'clock, Western Kentucky FIU. My line's Western by 2, total 53 and 7/10. And it's 9.5 and 54.5. Wait. Oh wait, I read the wrong projection. Oh no, I did. Never mind. Woo. That's a high line. Give me Florida International to cover. Pac-12 Network, Colorado, Utah. My line is Utah 10.5, total 54 and 17/20, and it's 21.5 and 52.5. Woo. Give me Colorado to cover. Yale Monroe, Louisiana. My line is Louisiana 10.5, total 54 and 17/20, and it's 12.5 and 52.5. Over. San Jose State UNLV, my line UNLV 10.5, total 59 and 7/20, and it is 2.5 and 59.5. I'm laying it with UNLV. Number 8 Alabama at Auburn, 3:30 CBS. My line is Alabama by 7, total 51 and 9/20, and it is 14.5 and 48.5. I'm gonna take Auburn to cover. Bama might be picking at the Georgia a little bit. Number 15, Arizona against Arizona State on ESPN. My line is Arizona 9.5, total 49 and 7/10. And it's 10.5 and 49.5. Very, very close. I would do slightly in Zona State. ABC BYU at number 20, Oklahoma State. My line is Oklahoma State 10.5, total 53.5, and it is 16.5 and 56.5. I'm going to take BYU to cover the number. Vandy at number 21, Tennessee. My line's Tennessee 15.5, total 54 and 4/5, and it's 27.5 and 56.5. I'll take Vandy to cover the number. CBS Sports Network, number 25, Liberty. Liberty finally makes the college football playoff rankings against UTEP. My line is Liberty 14.5, total 53 and 3/4, and it's 16.5 and 57.5. Slight under, or not slight under, an actual under. Big Ten Network, Northwestern Illinois. My line is Illinois by a half, total 46 and 4/5. And it's 5.5 and 46.5. I'm going to take Northwestern to cover. Wisconsin, Maryland on Fox Sports 1. I'm sorry, Minnesota. Mine's Minnesota by a half, total 44 and 13/20, and it is 2.5 and 41.5. Over. Big Ten Network, Maryland, Rutgers. My line is Rutgers by 3, total 46 and 13/20, and it is Maryland by 1, total 44.5. The only reason why Maryland has a minus by their name is because their quarterback's last name is Tagovailoa. They've become an overrated team. Give me Rutgers to cover and win. ACC Network, Virginia Tech, Virginia. My line is Tech by 2, total 53 and 7/20, and it's 3 and 51.5. Slight over. ESPNU, Georgia Southern, App State. My line's App State 5.5, total 59 and 3/5, and we have 8.5 and 63.5. Under. James Madison, Coastal Carolina on ESPN2. My line is JMU 4.5, total 51, 13/20, and it is 8.5 and 50.5. I'm going to take Coastal to cover. Arkansas State, Marshall. My line's Marshall by a half, total 55 and a 10th. And it's 2.5 and 53.5. I'm going to take Arkansas State to cover. Maybe they went outright, who knows. On Fox at 4 o'clock, Washington State at number 4, Washington. So Washington's finally in the college football playoff. It had to take quarterback Jordan Travis of Florida State to get injured. Mine's Washington 18, total 61 and 4/5. And it's 16.5 and 67.5. Oh, under. It's a high total. Jacksonville State, New Mexico State. My line's New Mexico State by 17, total 50 and a 10th. And it's Jacksonville State 1.5, total 50.5. Give me New Mexico State plus 1.5 and plus 106 outright. That's crazy. All right. 7 o'clock, ESPN number 5, Florida State at Florida. So Florida State drops to 5. For some reason, I thought that they were 6 and Oregon was 5. That's what I think it should be with Travis out now. My line's FSU by 7, total 57 and a quarter. And it's 6.5 and 49.5 over. Number 18, Notre Dame at Stanford on the Pac-12 network. How often do you see a Notre Dame game on the Pac-12 network? Yikes. My line's Notre Dame 9.5, total 55. And it's 25.5 and 51.5. I'm going to take Stanford to cover the number. Fox Sports 1, West Virginia, Baylor. My line's West Virginia by 7, total 57 and 3/20. And it's 8.5 and 55.5. That's a tough one, but I'll go slight over. NFL Network, South Alabama, Texas State. My line is State by 3, total 58 and 3/20. And it's South Alabama 5.5, total 58.5. How did that line move so quickly? Give me Texas State plus the points and plus 184 outright. 7:30, ABC, number 1 Georgia at Georgia Tech. My line is Georgia 9.5, total 59 and 19/20. It's 24.5 and 60.5. Give me Tech to cover. Georgia might be looking ahead to Bama. SEC Network, number 24, Clemson at South Carolina. Oh, my God. The favoritism towards Clemson. They are not what they used to be. Come on, College Football Playoff Committee. Come on. My line is Clemson by 2, total 53 and a quarter, and it's 7 and 52.5. I'm going to take South Carolina to cover. ESPN2, Kansas, Cincinnati. My line is Kansas by 7, total 56 and a 20th, and it's 6.5 and 57.5. Slight under. ESPN Charlotte, South Florida. My line is South Florida by 8, total 55 and 7/20, and it is 6.5 and 56.5. Slight lean to South Florida. 8 o'clock on Fox, Iowa State at number 19, Kansas State. My line is Kansas State by 8, total 51 and 7/20, and we got 9.5 and 46.5 over. On the ACC Network, North Carolina at number 22, NC State. So North Carolina is out of the rankings, and NC State is in the rankings. That's crazy. NC State deserves it, unlike Clemson or North Carolina. My line is NC State by 3, total 55, and it's UNC 2.5, total 55.5. Give me NC State plus the points and plus 120 outright. 9 o'clock, Wyoming, Nevada. My line is Wyoming 9.5, total 50 and a 20th, and it's 10.5 and 41.5 over. 10:30, ESPN, Cal, UCLA. My line is UCLA by 8, total 55 and 7/20, and it is 9.5 and 51.5 over. Fox Sports 110:30 Fresno, San Diego State minus Fresno 9.5 total 50 and 17-20. It's 5.5 and 47.5. I'm gonna lay the points. 11 o'clock Colorado State Hawaii. My lane's Colorado State by 1 total 54 and 19-20. It's 5.5 and 54.5. I would take Hawaii plus the points. Alrighty. Now move on to the NFL. That took longer than I wanted to. We will make our picks for week 12. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. It's week 13 in college, week 12 in the NFL. We'll start with Thanksgiving. 12:30 on Fox tomorrow. Packers-Lions. My line is Lions 11.5, total 45 and the quarter. And it is 7.5 and 46.5. I'm going to lay the 7.5 with Detroit. 4:30 on CBS, Commanders-Cowboys. Mine's Cowboys by 10, total 48 and 9/20. And it's 12.5 and 48.5. That line went up quick. I'm going to give out the Commanders to cover. Maybe they backdoor Dallas. Dallas is up by 17. Kind of cruising in, and Washington backdoors. 8:20 NBC, 49ers Seahawks. My line with Geno Smith is Seahawks by 0.5. And without Geno Smith, it's 49ers by 3.5. My total's 43.5, and it's San Fran by 7, total 43. I'm taking Seattle to cover, but they win outright if Geno plays. They're plus 265. Prime Video on Black Friday. Dolphins Jets from MetLife. That game's at 3 o'clock Eastern. Mine's Dolphins by 7, total 44 and 17-20. It's 9.5 and 41. Over. Love the over. All right, the Sunday slate. 1 o'clock on Fox. Saints-Falcons. My line with Derek Carr, Saints or Falcons by 1, and without Derek Carr, it's Falcons by 4. Total 40 and 9/10. And it is 1.5 and 42.5. No Derek Carr LA with the Falcons. But I'm going to give out the under regardless, like slight under regardless of who's at quarterback. But if no Carr lay with Atlanta, with Carr, slight under. On CBS, Steelers-Bengals. My line is Steelers 5.5, total 39 and 9/20. It's without Joe Burrow, and it's 1.5 and 34.5. Over. Maybe there's some garbage time scores and whatnot. Panthers-Titans on Fox. My line is Titans by 7, total 41, and it's 4 and 37. Over. Don't feel good about that one. I advise you guys not to bet on that game. Bucks-Colts on CBS. My line's Colts by 4, total 44 and 1/10. And it's 2.5 and 43.5. Slight lead Colts. Oh, God, the ugliest game potentially of the year on Fox. Pats-Giants. My line is Pats by 1, total 38 and 13/20. And it's 3.5 and 33.5. I'll take the over. Some weird score might happen. You never know. Jaguars-Texans is the game of the 1 o'clock window. That, my friends, is on CBS. I've picked them in 44. And it is Jacksonville 1.5, total 47.5 under. All right, 4 o'clock window on Fox. Browns-Broncos. My line is Broncos 4.5, total 44 and 3/5. And it's 2.5 and 35.5 over. Next up, Rams-Cardinals on Fox. My line is Rams by 1, total 42 and 2/5. And it's Cardinals 1.5, total 44.5. So I'm going to go with the Rams plus the points at minus 104 outright. I think the Rams, this should either pick them or Rams favored. On CBS, Chiefs-Raiders, I swear if Nance and Romo are on this game, it's flat-out favoritism towards the Chiefs. My line is, watch this, guys. Chiefs by only 1.5. Total 38 and a tenth. And it's 9.5 and 43.5. I'm going to take the Raiders to cover. They won't win outright. They're plus 350 for outright, but not willing to go there. This is the game that Nance and Romo should be, and I would assume are on. Bills, Eagles. Mine's Eagles 11, total 46. And a quarter. It's Eagles only by 3, total 48.5. I'm laying the 3 with the Eagles. Oof, baby. Disrespect towards the reigning NFC champs. NBC at 8:20 on Sunday Night Football. Ravens, Chargers. My line is Ravens 5.5, total 46 and 7/10, and it is 3.5 and 46.5. I'm actually going to lay the 3.5 with the Ravens. I can't believe I'm doing it. I usually don't have the edge on the Ravens. All right, college basketball is next. I did not do lines for today again, only because of time. We'll go over all the results and look ahead to everything going on. All right. Long Beach State over Iona, 80-76 in Gulf Coast. Cayman Islands, Layla Merriman over FIU, 61-60. Sector over Binghamton, 89-75. Sunshine Slam Stetson over Central Michigan, 71-61. Prairie View over Eastern Kentucky, 76-64. Fort Myers, App State over UNC Wilmington, 86-56. Cancun, Radford over Morgan State, 82-72. McNeese over Texas State, 59-48. Louisiana over Buffalo, 68-60 in Gulf Coast. Cayman Islands, Oakland over Marshall, 78-71. Maui, number 11, Gonzaga over Syracuse, 76-57. Northeastern over Georgia Southern, 93-76. Cancun, Northern Colorado over Chicago State, 78-77 in overtime. Sunshine Slam, Florida State over number 18, Colorado, 77-71 in overtime. La Tech over Southern Utah, 67-53. Campbell Classic Citadel over North Carolina Central, 67-61. Maui, UCLA over Chaminade, 76-48. Gulf Coast High Point over Illinois State, 74-72. Cayman Islands, Drake over Akron, 79-59. Cancun, number 22, James Madison over Southern Illinois, 82-76. East Carolina over Kennesaw State, 85-84. Bellarmine over Midway, 77-56. Ball Dogs. Indiana State over Rice, 103-88. Sunshine, Richmond over UNLV, 82-65. Number 9, Duke over LaSalle, 95-66. Davidson over BU, 69-45. Idaho State over Campbell, 69-55. Ball State over SC Upstate, 75-58. Doc Sowers, Albany over Army, 62-59. Eastern Michigan over Detroit, 76-72. Maryland over UMBC, 92-68. New Hampshire over Marist, 74-71. Monmouth over Lehigh, 88-79. UAB over Middle Tennessee, 58-57. Nichols over Blue Mountain, 86-56. Gulf Coast Hofstra over Wright State, 85-76. Cayman Islands, Utah State over Cedar Boston, 79-49. Columbia over LIU, 77-67. Maui, number 2, Purdue over number 7, Tennessee, 71-67. South Alabama over Lynn, 74-62. Valpo over Western Illinois, 73-66. Auburn over Bama A&M, 84-54. Oral Roberts over Texas Southern, 65-63. TCU over Alcorn State, 93-74. Ball Dogs. UC Irvine over Pepperdine, 76-60. Cancun, Fresno over New Mexico State, 81-76 in overtime. Sunshine, Milwaukee over Siena, 61-59. Minnesota over Arkansas Pine Bluff, 86-67. UC Riverside over Green Bay, 74-68. Lemoyne over Cal State Northridge, 80-70. Maui, number 4, Marquette upsets number 1, Kansas, 73-59. Holy crap. Ball Dogs. New Mexico over Toledo, 92-84. And then Hawaii over Northern Arizona, 70-61. All right, coming up at 11 a.m., you have Iona Buffalo on Gulf Coast. 12 o'clock ESPN, Battle for Atlantis, Northern Iowa at number 14, North Carolina. Fort Myers, App State, Murray State, 12:30 Cancun, Morgan State, Chicago State, 1 o'clock Georgia State, Little Rock, Southern Utah, Texas State, 1:30 Hall of Fame Classic, BC, Colorado State on CBS Sports Network. Gulf Coast, Louisiana, Long Beach State, 2 o'clock Northland, South Dakota, Tennessee Tech, Presbyterian, Johnson Wales, Rhode Island, Harvard, Colgate, Central Connecticut, UMass, 2:30 ESPN, Maui, number 7 Tennessee, number 1 Kansas. This is a matchup we thought was in play for the championship game. Some Eastern Grambling, Battle for Atlantis, Texas Tech, Villanova, 3 o'clock, Austin Peay, Sacramento State, and SoCal, Cancun, Radford, New Mexico, Northern Colorado. I had New Mexico in my head because I'm thinking Cancun, Mexico. Midway, Morehead State. North Alabama, Tennessee Martin. 3:30 Ole Miss Temple. Merrimack NCAT. 4 o'clock CBS Sports Network Hall of Fame Classic. Number 8 Creighton, Loyola Chicago. Princeton Old Dominion. Mid-American Christian Omaha. McNeese La Tech. 4:30 Mount St. Mary's Americans. 5 o'clock ESPN Maui. Number 2 Purdue. Number 4 Marquette. Great game. Purdue's favored by 3.5. I want to see what my projection would have been if I did the projections, only because that is just a monstrous game. I would have did Purdue by half. I think Marquette covers. They might win outright. They are plus probably 150. SoCal, Bakersfield, Tarleton State, Citadel, Campbell, Gulf Coast, Illinois State, Wright State, Battle for Atlantis, Memphis, Michigan on ESPN2, VMI Air Force, 6 o'clock Fox Sports 1, Fort Myers, West Virginia, number 24, Virginia, Cancun, Southern Illinois, New Mexico State, NKU Thanksgiving Tournament, A&M Corpus Christi, Northern Kentucky, 7 o'clock ESPN2, NIT Tip-Off, number 13, Baylor, Oregon State, Georgia Tech, Cincinnati, North Vermont, Vermont, SC State, Missouri, Bulldogs, Indiana State, Pepperdine, East Tennessee State, Cleveland State, Franciscan, St. Fran, PA, Fairleigh Dickinson, Queens, Maryland Eastern, Notre Dame, Maine South, Florida, Bucknell, St. Bonnie, 7:30 ESPNU, Battle for Atlanta, Stanford, number 20, Arkansas, Gulf Coast, High Point, Hofstra, Alabama State, Sanford, 8 o'clock, Alcorn State, Texas, Arlington, Jacksonville State, Incarnate Word, Jacksonville Classics, South Dakota State, Southern Miss, Idaho, Seattle, Duquesne, Nebraska on Big Ten Network, Central Arkansas, Kansas State, 8:30 Cancun, number 22, James Madison, Fresno State, Fox Sports 1, Fort Myers, SMU, Wisconsin, Westmont, Santa Barbara, 9, Colorado Christian, Denver, Walla Walla, Eastern Washington, Arizona Tip-Off, Purdue, Fort Wayne, San Francisco, UC Riverside, Montana State, 9:30 ESPN2, NIT, Florida Pitt, All-State Maui, ESPN Syracuse Chaminade, 9:45 Bulldogs, Mexico Rice, 10:30 CBS Sports Network, SoCal, Bradley UTEP, 11:45 Bulldogs, Toledo UC Irvine, 11:59 Maui, number 11 Gonzaga UCLA. So that's a rematch from some classics. And then at 12:30 a.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Network, Tulane Cal in the SoCal Challenge. All right, Thanksgiving, ESPN Events Invitational at noon, Penn State, number 12, Texas A&M. ESPN2, it's Battle for Atlanta, 12:30 Hall of Fame Classic, 2:30 ESPN2, FAU at Butler, ESPN Events, 2:30 ESPN, Battle for Atlantis, we don't know. 3:30 or 3 o'clock Fox Sports 1, Radius Children Invitational, Oklahoma, Iowa, and then Hall of Fame Classic, 4 o'clock on Fox, the Acrisure Classic, number 3 Arizona, number 21 Michigan State. That's a good one. 5 o'clock ESPN Battle for Atlantis, 5:30 Fox Sports 1, Radius Children's Invitational, Seton Hall, at number 23 USC. ESPN2, ESPN Events, Iowa State, VCU. 7:30 ESPN Battle for Atlantis, 8 o'clock ESPN Events, Boise, Vautech. 10 o'clock ESPN2, NC State and Vandy in the Vegas Showdown, and then 11:59 the Vegas Showdown, BYU and Arizona State. Friday's loaded. 11 ESPN2 is ESPN Events. UNC Greensboro, KC into Nassau. Emerald Coast, Mercer, Tennessee at noon. Fox Sports 1, Bryant, Xavier. 1 o'clock Roadrunner Classic, Jacksonville State, UTSA. 1 o'clock on ESPN2's Battle for Atlantis. Charleston State, Wake. 1:30 ESPN Events. Brown, Delaware in the Baja Mar Hoops, Nassau. 2 o'clock Fox Sports 1, Manhattan, number 5 UConn. Nichols, number 25 Mississippi State. Lipscomb, UNC Asheville. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Ball State. Evansville, Chattanooga. Bulldogs, Indiana State, Toledo. Bama State, NCAT. LIU, A&M, Corpus Christi in the NKU tournament. Belmont, Monmouth, and the Cathedral of College Basketball Classic. 2:30 Emerald Coast, Southeast Louisiana, Western Michigan. 3 o'clock Delaware State and Longwood in the Brock Challenge. NIT's at 3, 3:30 Radius Children's, ESPN 3:30 Battle for Atlantis, 4 o'clock Montana, number 6 Houston, Bama and M, East Tennessee State, Jacksonville and Robert Morris in the Urban Bennett Memorial Classic. Davidson St. Mary's on Pac-12 Network, Utah Tech, Wazoo, Merrimack Sanford, Rice Irvine in the Bulldogs. Northern Classic, Canisius Wofford. That's 4:30. Cathedral of College Basketball Classic, Lafayette Penn. Baha Mar, Middle Tennessee UIC. 5 o'clock, Winthrop, Georgia. Grambling, Troy. 5:30 NIT on ESPN. ESPN2 is ESPN Events. 6 o'clock, Southern Illinois, number 9 Duke. Rady's Children at 6. Idaho, UC San Diego, Lamar Bethune on the Brock Challenge. ESPN News, Battle for Atlanta, 6:45. Ball Dogs, Pepperdine, New Mexico. SEC Network at 7. Marshall, number 16, Kentucky. CBS Sports Network, number 17, Alabama and Ohio State. And the Emerald Coast Classic. WKU, Bowling Green, Northern Classic. Fox Sports 2, Lehigh, Providence. Baha Mar, George Washington, Ohio. Youngstown, Dayton, New Hampshire, Fairfield, Hawaii, Texas, Rio Grande at 8, and Acrisure. Houston Christian, Oklahoma State, Western Colorado, Utah Valley, North Florida, LSU, ACC Network, Alcorn State, Clemson. ESPN2 is Vegas Showdown. ESPN News, ESPN Events, 8:30, Battle for Atlantis. 9 o'clock, Big Ten Network, Western Illinois. 9:30, CBS Sports Network, Emerald Coast, Oregon, Santa Clara. 10 o'clock, Miss Valley State, Cal State, Norwich. 10 o'clock, ESPN2, Vegas Showdown, we don't know. Lemoyne Pacific at 10:30, Arkansas State, and San Diego, Natchitoches. Is Saturday loaded? Yes. So we're just going to do notables. We don't know for Acrisure times. Baha Mars 11. So is Emerald Coast. And then you have Loyola, Maryland, Missouri. Fox Sports 1, Jackson State, Georgetown. 1:30 is Baha Mar and Emerald Coast. You have Monmouth Lafayette and College Basketball Classic Cathedral at 2 o'clock that day. Brock Challenge Lamar Longwood at 3. Roadrunner Classic Incarnate Word UTSA at 4. Emerald Coast Classic at 4. Baha Mar 4:30. You have Cathedral College Basketball Classic Belmont Penn at 4:30. 7 o'clock Baha Mar Nassau Championship. Emerald Coast is at 7 as well. On 9 o'clock Fox Sports 2, Northern Illinois DePaul. Oh, no big teams playing. Oh, and at 7 o'clock Big Ten Network South Alabama, Maryland. Sunday's busy too. 10:30 a.m. ESPN News, ESPN Events. 11 o'clock is Baha Mar. 1 o'clock New Mexico State, Louisville. 1 o'clock ESPN Events. 1:30 is Baha Mar. 2 o'clock Pac-12 Network, Iona, number 18, Colorado. Florida, Nebraska. 3 o'clock on Longhorn, Wyoming, at number 15, Texas. 4 o'clock ESPN2 is ESPN Events. 4:30 is Baha Mar. Big Ten Network, Harvard, Indiana. 5 o'clock Bellarmine, West Virginia. 6:30 ESPN2, ESPN Events, and 7 o'clock is Baha Mar. And 8:30 CBS Sports Network, Minnesota, San Francisco. Okay, now move on to the NBA. We took way too long in college basketball. We'll go over the results from yesterday, look ahead to today. We're going to do picks and rapid fire faction for the NBA. All right, so results from yesterday. East Group C, Magic over the Raptors, 126-107. East Group A, Pacers over the Hawks, 157-152. So the Pacers actually clinched Group A. And then the Cavs beat the Sixers, 122-119 in overtime in Group A. West Group A, Suns over the Blazers, 120-107. And West Group A, the Lakers over the Jazz, 131-99. All right, everybody plays today except for 2 teams. And one of them is the Knicks. I don't know who the other one is. 7 o'clock Wizards, Hornets. My line's Hornets by 3, total 237 and 7/20. Or I'm sorry, 3/4. And it is 4.5 and 242.5. I'm going to take the under. Nuggets, Magic, my line's pick them in 219 and the 20th, and it's 4 and 218. I'm taking the Magic plus the 4 and plus 146 outright. I think that's an upset. 7:30 Nets, Hawks. My line is Hawks 11.5, total 235 in the 10th, and it's 3.5 and 234. I'm going to lay it with the Hawks. ESPN's Bucks, Celtics. It's locked right now, but my projection is Celtics 4 3/4, total 231 and 3/20. But my But right here it says Boston 5.5. Total 234.5. I'm gonna take the under. ESPN has it posted, but fans will lock it. There must have been an injury. Heat Cavs. Mine's Cavs by 6, total 221 and 3/10. And it's Heat 2.5, total 211. Give me the Cavs to win, but my pick for the show is gonna be the over. I almost combined the two. Raptors, Pacers. My line's Pacers 6.25, total 238 and a quarter. It's 3.5 and 238.5. I'm gonna take the Pacers minus the points. 8 o'clock Grizzlies, Rockets by 9, total 219 and 9/10. And it's 4.5 and 212.5. Over. Next up, Sixers, T-Wolves. My line's T-Wolves 4 3/4, so 216 or 226 and a 10th. And it is 4.5 and 221. I like the over. Kings, Pelicans. My line's Kings by 4, total 229. And it is 2 and 236.5. Under. Bulls, Thunder. My line's Thunder 12 3/4, so 224 and a 20th. And it is 6.5 and 225.5. I like with OKC. Clippers, Spurs. My line Spurs is a 4.5 point dog, total 228 and 4/5. And it's 8.5 and 231.5. I'm going to take the Spurs getting the points. 10 o'clock ESPN, Warriors, Suns. My line Suns 4.5, total 229 and 4/5. And it's 2 and 231.5. I'm going to take the Suns minus the points, even without Beal. Jazz, Blazers. I have picked them in 227.5, and it's Jazz by 3, total 225.5. I'm going to take the Blazers plus 3. And I think they can win outright, too. They're plus 120. Last but not least, 10:30 Mavs, Lakers. My line's Lakers 7.25, total 234 and 4. Or 234 and 9/20, and it's Mavericks 2.5, total 240. LeBron or AD must be out. Why the hell are the Mavericks favored? I get it, Luka's so amazing. And neither of them, they're both playing. Why? Give me the Lakers plus the points and plus 160 outright. That's disrespectful. All right, Friday. All right, in-season tournament, 2:30 NBA TV, Celtics Magic, that is East Group C. 5 o'clock NBA TV, West Group A, Suns Grizzlies. 7:30 ESPN, East Group B, Heat Knicks. East Group C, Bulls Raptors. East Group A, Pistons Pacers. West Group, I want to say B, Nuggets Rockets. East Group B, Wizards Bucks. West Group C, Kings Timberwolves. West Group C, Spurs Warriors on ESPN. And then 10:30 West Group B, Pelicans Clippers. All right, Saturday, 5 o'clock Sixers Thunder, 6 o'clock Heat Nets, 7 o'clock Hawks Wizards, 7:30 Lakers Cavs, 9:30 Pelicans Jazz, and 10:30 NBA TV Mavs Clippers. Sunday, 3:30 Blazers Bucks, 6 o'clock Hawks Celtics, Suns Knicks, Hornets Magic, T-Wolves Grizzlies, 7:30 Bulls Nets, Raptors Cavs, and 8 o'clock Spurs Nuggets. Okay, now we'll move on to the NHL. We'll go over the results. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. There's no games yesterday. Everybody plays tonight. And we are going to rapid fire picks. Of course. So, first up, 7 o'clock. Rangers Pens. First for these two this year. Rangers are slight favorites, minus 115. The Pens are minus 104. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 104. And there's minus 118. Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 202. Pens plus 1.5 is minus 250. I'm going to take the Rangers to bounce back after the Dallas loss. Devils Red Wings. Devils minus 156. Red Wings plus 130. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Devils minus 1.5 is plus 150. Red Wings plus 1.5 is minus 182. Ooh, that's a little bit of a hard one, but I'm going to do Devils puck line. I think they win by multiple goals. Jets Lightning. Lightning minus 115, Jets minus 104, over under 6.5, overs minus 124, unders plus 102. Jets plus 1.5 is minus 245, Lightning minus 1.5 is plus 198. Lightning money line. TNT, Bruins, Panthers. Bruins minus 113, Panthers minus 106, over under 6.5, overs plus 110, unders minus 134. Bruins minus 1.5 is plus 25, Panthers plus 1.5 is minus 255. First time these two teams are seeing each other since the infamous playoff loss. I'm taking the Panthers, minus 106. Sabres, Caps. Caps minus 126, Sabres plus 105, over under 6.5, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Sabres plus 1.5 is minus 225, Caps minus 1.5 is plus 184. I like the over in that game. Oilers, Canes. Canes minus 146, Oilers plus 122, over under 6.5, overs minus 128, unders plus 104. Oilers plus 1.5 is minus 128, Canes minus 1.5 is plus 155. I'm going to do the Canes in regulation at plus 105. Blue Jackets hosting the Blackhawks. Jackets minus 146, Blackhawks plus 125, over under 6.5, minus 170 each way. Blackhawks plus 1.5 is minus 194, Jackets minus 1.5 is plus 160. I like the over. 7:30, Flyers, Isles. Isles minus 154, Flyers plus 128, over under 5.5, overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Flyers plus 1.5 is minus 198, Isles minus 1.5 is plus 162. Under. 9 o'clock, Flames, Preds. Flames minus 115, Preds minus 105, over under 6.5, overs plus 104, unders minus 128. Flames minus 1.5 is plus 210, Preds plus 1.5 is minus 260. Tough one, but I'm going to take the Preds at home, minus 105. Blues, Coyotes. Pick a minus 110 each way, over under 6.5, overs minus 102, unders minus 118. Blues minus 1.5 is plus 215, Coyotes plus 1.5 is minus 265. Coyotes at home, minus 110 in the pick 'em. 9:30, TNT, Golden Knights, Stars. What a fabulous game. Dallas minus 130, Vegas plus 108, over under 5.5, overs minus 140, unders plus 112. Vegas plus 1.5 is minus 270, Dallas minus 1.5 is plus 180. This was the Western Finals. Last year, I like the under. 10 o'clock, Canucks, Avs. Avs minus 176, Canucks plus 146, over under 6.5, overs minus 120, unders minus 22. Canucks plus 1.5 is minus 156, Avs minus 1.5 is plus 130. I'm going to take Vancouver. I'm going to do it, plus 146. Habs, Ducks. Ducks minus 136, Habs plus 105, over under 6.5, overs minus 132, under receiving money. Habs plus 1.5 is minus 215, Ducks minus 1.5 is plus 176. I think the Ducks can lose this game. But I'm going to take their over 3.5 goals at even money. And Sharks, Kraken. Kraken minus 280, Sharks plus 225, over under 6.5, overs plus 108, unders minus 132. Sharks plus 1.5 is minus 105, Kraken minus 1.5 is minus 114. I like the over in that spot. All right, Friday slate. 1 o'clock, NHL Network, Rangers, Flyers. Red Wings, Bruins, 2 o'clock, Leafs, Blackhawks. 3 o'clock, Oilers, Caps. Preds, Blues. Jackets, Devils. 3:30, Kings, Ducks. Habs, Sharks. 6 o'clock, TNT, Pens, Sabres. 7:30, Isles, Sens. 8 o'clock, Lightning, Canes. 8 o'clock, Jets, Panthers. 8:30, Flame, Stars. 8:30, TNT, Abs, Wild. 10 o'clock, Canucks, Kraken. Saturday, 1 o'clock, NHL Network, Bruins, Rangers. 4 o'clock, Habs, Kings. 7 o'clock, Sabres, Devils. Leafs, Pens at NHL Network. 7:30, Flyers, Isles. 10 o'clock, Flames, Abs. Coyotes, Golden Knights. And then Canucks, Sharks. And then Sunday, 1 o'clock, Wild, Red Wings. 2 o'clock, NHL Network, Blues, Blackhawks. 5 o'clock, NHL Network, Jackets, Canes. 8 o'clock, Jets, Preds. And 9 o'clock, Ducks, Oilers. Now we'll move on to soccer. We have some results to go over, and then all the leagues come back over the weekend. So, Euro Championship qualifying from yesterday: Belarus over Kosovo 1-0, Wales, Turkey 1-1 draw, Romania over Switzerland 1-0, Croatia over Armenia 1-0, Israel over Andorra 2-0, Greece, France 2-2 draw, Netherlands over Gibraltar 6-0. CONCACAF Nations League. Jamaica over Canada 3-2, but they're tied on aggregate. And then Mexico over Honduras 2-0, and they're tied on aggregate. And then group stage, French Guinea over Bermuda 3-0, St. Vincent over Belize 3-0, St. Martin over Bonaire 4-0, Guyana over Antigua Barbuda 6-0, Puerto Rico over Bahamas 6-1, and Nicaragua Dominican Republic 0-0 draw. International friendlies, Austria over Germany 2-0, Poland over Latvia 2-0, and Republic Ireland, New Zealand 1-1 draw. And then CONMEBOL, Colombia over Paraguay 1-0, Ecuador over Chile 1-0, Uruguay over Bolivia 3-0, Argentina over Brazil 1-0, and Peru Venezuela 1-1 draw. All right, the big leagues are back this weekend, and we have MLS playoffs. We're going to actually give out picks for MLS playoffs because we have to. 5:30 of Orlando, Columbus. Orlando's plus 115, Columbus is plus 195, the draw's plus 240. We'll give out Orlando plus 115 to advance. And then 8 o'clock, Cincy, Philly. Cincy's favorite minus 115, Philly's plus 270, draws plus 260. Cincinnati's been really good, but the Philly team has the experience. I think the Union pull off the upset plus 270, but if I was in New Jersey, I would probably bet Cincinnati to hedge, or the draw, or Cincinnati money line to hedge the Union a little bit, because I have them to win the cup. All right, 7 o'clock on Sunday, Houston, KC. Houston's minus 140, KC plus 310, draw plus 270. Kansas City's on fire. I like the draw plus 270. I think KC can win. And at 9:30, Seattle's hosting LAFC. Seattle's plus 120, LAFC's 2-1, the draw's plus 240. I'm taking LAFC on the road at 2-1. And then we'll get closer to that rematch that we all want. All right, Premier League, Saturday, 7:30, Man City, Liverpool, 10 o'clock, Burnley, West Ham, Luton, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, Brighton, Sheffield United, Bournemouth, 12:30, Brentford, Arsenal. Sunday, Tottenham, Aston Villa at 9 and 11:30, Everton, Man United. Liga MX. We actually have some Thanksgiving action. Athletic San Luis and Lyon. And then Santos Mazatlan. So we have the 7-8 and 9-10 on Thanksgiving. German Bundesliga, Friday 2:30, Cologne Bayern. Saturday 9:30, Union Berlin Augsburg. Dortmund Gladbach, Freiburg Darmstadt, Wolfsburg RB Leipzig, Bremen Leverkusen, and 12:30 Frankfurt Stuttgart. And then Sunday 9:30, Heidenheim Bochum, and 11:30 Hoffenheim Mainz. La Liga, Friday 3 o'clock, Alaves Granada. Saturday 8 o'clock, Real Barcelona, 10:15 Valencia Celta Vigo, 12:30 Getafe Almeria, and 3 o'clock Atletico Mallorca. Sunday 8 o'clock, Villarreal Osasuna, 10:15 Real Sociedad Sevilla. 12:30 on ABC, Cadiz Real Madrid, and 3 o'clock Betis and Las Palmas. Serie A, Saturday 9 o'clock, Salernitana Lazio, 12 o'clock Atalanta Napoli, 2:45 Milan Fiorentina. Sunday 6:30 Cagliari Monza, 9 o'clock Empoli Sassuolo, Frosinone Genoa, 12 o'clock AS Roma Udinese, and then 2:45 Juventus and Inter Milan. French League 1, 3 o'clock PSG Monaco. Saturday, 11 o'clock, Clermont Lens, and 3 o'clock, Strasbourg Marseille. Sunday, 7 o'clock, Nice Toulouse, 9 o'clock, Lorient Metz, Montpellier Brest, Nantes Le Havre AC, 11 o'clock, Rennes Reims, and 2:45 Lyon Lille. And Dutch Era Devise, real quick, 10:30, Excelsior Feyenoord, 12:45 FC 20 PSV. Heerenveen Fortuna, Ajax, Vitesse 3, and then PSV Zwolle, RKC Waldwick. And then Sunday, 6:15, Emirates City Heracles, 8:30, AZ Alkmaar, FC Volendam, NEC Go Ahead Eagles, and 10:45 Sparta and FC Utrecht. Okay, reality TV, real quick, we'll start with The Masked Singer. I believe there is an episode on the show. Let me just make sure there's an episode tonight. No, there's not. There's Trolls. They're replaying Trolls Night. And then they might have an episode on Thanksgiving when I put it past it. No, because of college basketball. But we'll recap last week's episode since we didn't have time to do it. It was indeed Trolls Night. They're just re-airing it tonight. So they opened up performing Better Place by NYC, or by NSYNC. I almost said NYCFC. I was like, what? But no, Better Place by NSYNC. It was a bunch of trolls. First up was Anteater. There was a farm, music or sports. Maybe it's an athlete, star in the game, lost and found. There's Melons and Oatmeal. They drove race cars. There's a coin that had Jetty and Nicole's faces on it. And they performed I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. The special clue was Hall of Fame. I'm going with John Cougar Mellencamp here. Nicole did too. Jenny threw out a bunch of names, including Bob Seger and Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan. Robin said Paul Simon. Candelabra, Fire and House, Always Alone. There's Dance Shoes, question marks with a ring, Castle. And she performed All My Life by Casey and JoJo. The special clue was Real T. On and off camera keeps it real. I'm going with Kelly Rowland here. Ken also went Kelly Rowland. Nicole went Keisha Cole. And Jenny went with Ashanti. Donut was next. There was a diner. Talks about losing his significant other. Been very low-key. Feels lost. A limited edition cereal box. And Donut performed I Do by 98 Degrees. The special clue was hair and seasoned several generations. My guess for this is Hank Williams Jr. Ken went with Stanley Tucci. Robin went Liam Neeson and Tom Jones. And Nicole went with Engelbert Humperdinck. And then the wild card came out. It was Cuddle Monster. Grew up in the Violet Place. Lightning. Their sneakers, boxing gloves. There was a bowl, a moon, and a heart. And the contestant performed You Got It by New Kids on the Block. The special clue was a world champ. I decided to go with Draymond Green. It just had all the makings. Ken went with Draymond too. Robin said Dennis Rodman. Nicole said Shaq. And the SmackDown was Cuddle Monster against Anteater. The song was Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake. Cuddle Monster went first. Anteater went second. Cuddle Monster ended up going home. My final guess was Draymond Green, as was Ken's. Robin said Dennis Rodman. Jenny said Tristan Thompson. Nicole said Shaq. And it was Meta World Peace, the former Los Angeles Laker that won a title with them, former Pacer. Obviously, the boxing gloves referred to the fight that he got involved in Detroit. So that was kind of the obvious hint that I missed. So it was interesting to see the artist formerly known as Ron Artest on The Masked Singer. Okay, now move on to Survivor. Last week was an interesting episode. So it began as Jake confessed to being the other vote against Julie, as Julie lost trust in Jake. And then the women got together about being an alliance. Tree Mail the next morning alluded to the return of the Survivor auction, as Kendra got the mail. But the players had to find bamboo tubes to contain money. Bruce ended up with the fewest tubes. The survivor auction of Jeff pulled a random number between 6 and 15 out of a bag to determine how many items would be up for bid. And the number would be undisclosed to the players. The person with the highest amount of money left at the end of the auction would lose their vote at the next tribal. And despite having the least amount of money going into the auction, Bruce had the highest amount remaining and lost his vote. Karma sometimes. Emily hinted to Drew that a women's alliance was in the works, and Bruce became the primary target. And then came the immunity challenge as the players held onto the rope, tethered to 1/3 of their pregame body weight. And at regular intervals, they would move 1 knot down, making it heavier. And if they let go of the rope, they were out. Last person standing won immunity, and Bruce won immunity, which was crazy. Really ruining the crew's plan to oust him. They settled on targeting Jake, but Drew got an idea to gather his Reba 4 alliance and Emily to target a strong player in Kelly, so they could safely split the next vote between Bruce and Jake in case of any advantages. And at Tribal, Jake played his shot in the dark, which failed. But Drew's plan came into fruition, sending a very surprised Kelly to the jury. And with that vote, Austin's amulet matured into a full idol, giving him 2 idols. And Drew's safety without power expired. Wow. Best move of the episode, definitely Bruce winning immunity, because he was out if he didn't win. And the blind side on Kelly was good too. Worst move of the episode was it did work out that he ended up winning immunity, but Bruce not trying in the in the auction and being lazy with finding the money. But there's a couple other ones. Worst move of the episode was Jake playing his shot in the dark because he wasn't voted off. He could have saved that. Favorite moment of the episode was probably the auction and everybody getting their items, and Kendra opening up about her dad in the episode was a heartwarming moment. Alright, so my winner pick is still Kendra. I love her. She's been my favorite character and player this year. And I say character because she's a bit of a character. She reminds me a little bit of the blonde girl from last season, who really was a little bit of a nut. And my pick to go home, at some point the secret about Austin having 2 idols is going to come out. But I don't think it's going to be this week. It's just easy to say Bruce or Jake at this point. But part of me thinks it might not be one of them. So Kelly was a good blind side. Looking on the list, I could see Katura going home. Let's go with another surprise. I'm going to say Katura goes home, and maybe stuff comes out between her and Bruce tries to get her out and whatnot. Immunity winner. I'm tempted to say Kendra, but let's go with Mama Julie. I'm going to say Julie wins immunity. So, looking forward to tonight's episode. Should be a ton of fun. All right, news and notes. We're going to rapid fire news and notes. I might not even do reactions to everything. Daniel Jones' surgery will be today. Expects 8 to 10 month recovery from torn ACL. Joey Bosa out at least 4 games due to a foot sprain. Luke Musgrave was released from the hospital after suffering a pretty significant abdomen injury on Sunday. Michael Thomas out at least 4 games, as he's going to be on IR. Aaron Jones doubtful for the Lions game tomorrow, as we talked about. Jarek Reed tears his ACL for Seattle. That's not a good thing for Seattle. NBA season tournament. We talked about the Pacers clinching Group A. The Lakers secure home court for the quarterfinals. We had the college football playoff rankings. We pretty much went over them as we did the picks. Victor Wembanyama's jersey sells for $762,000 at an auction. Bryce James returns to Sierra Canyon after immediately transferring back to his old high school. That's interesting. Couple of free agent signings. Paul DeJong to the White Sox at a 1-year deal. Pretty much hoping for a trade scenario where he plays well and they trade him. The Cardinals are signing Lance Lynn, and they also are signing Kyle Gibson. The Padres are hiring Mike Schilt to take over for Bob Melvin. That's not a bad hire. Mike Schilt did a good job with the Cardinals, and then he got fired because the team underachieved. So I think he deserves a second chance. Brad Ausmus is going to be joining the Yankees as their bench coach. I don't hate it for the Yankees. Ausmus wasn't a good manager, but I think he'll be a good bench coach. Deion Sanders says we won't buy players as he's not planning on using money to recruit players. He goes, we're not an ATM. So there's a report that Inter Miami was going to face Al Nassr in the Ryder Season Cup in February of 2024. And then Inter Miami says the report is inaccurate. Shaq Leonard out for the year. He's not out for the year. He got released. And then he was volunteering in Indy after being released. We'll see who picks him up. The Eagles-Chiefs game was the most watched Monday Night Football game in over 25 years, 28.9 million views. That's not surprising. I wonder if people were thinking Taylor Swift was going to be there, or what it should be it's the Super Bowl rematch and it's a hyped game. And then big NFL news yesterday, the Steelers fired Matt Canada. That had to happen. We'll see if their offense is better without Matt Canada. Okay, now I'm going to announce the Fab Five. No best bet because I'm not in Jersey or in a state where betting is illegal. We will quickly go over that real quick. So we'll start with the NFL, actually, because we usually start with college. My first pick of the Fab Five is the Lions minus 7.5 against the Packers. No Aaron Jones. I think the Lions will play better than they did a week ago. Going with the Black Friday game, I took over 40.5 in Miami Jets. It's now up to 41, but I got it at 40.5. So I actually got it at a good number. Browns Broncos over 35.5. This is banking on a special teams or a defensive touchdown. It's just a low number. How about this? Raiders plus 9.5 against the Chiefs. I just think that the Chiefs, I know they're coming off a loss, but the Raiders have been competitive with Antonio Pierce. So I'm taking the Raiders in the points. And then last pick is Eagles minus 3.5 against the Bills. It's down to 3 now, but the Eagles should win that game comfortably. And then there's no standout underdog to win outright. I mean, I could have went with the Raiders. If this was the Friday show and there's a couple more Chiefs injuries, I could have went balls to the wall and went with the Raiders, but I'm not going to go there. Instead, I'm going to do something clever since it's Thanksgiving week. A 4-leg parlay with a lot of teams that are only pick 'em or -1, -1.5 on the money line. So money line parlay instead. Just under 13-1. Steelers going against Jake Browning. Texans, the statement spot for them against the Jags. Falcons against the Saints, potentially no Derek Carr. And then the Rams, who are going against the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are getting favoritism in the market because Kyler's back. And the college football Fab Five. Pick number 1 is Tulane minus 3 against UTSA. I just think Tulane is better than UTSA this year. And this is a statement spot for Tulane. Air Force plus 6.5 against Boise. I just can't not believe for the life of me that Boise's favored by that much, let alone favored in the game. For the first time this year, I'm picking a team in the Fab Five that I picked against so much, and that's Texas A&M. They're getting 11.5 against LSU. I know everybody loves Jaden Daniels, and rightfully so, but LSU's defense is nothing to write home about, so I like Texas A&M to cover. But LSU will win. UNLV minus the 3 against who is UNLV playing? San Jose State. That line is just ridiculously low. UNLV's better than San Jose State this year. And last spread pick for Fab 5 is Northwestern plus 5.5 against Illinois. Northwestern's been very competitive this year. They're going to a bowl, and they're a team that is playing for their coach, who I think got the intern tag removed, which is good for him. And then the underdog pick of the week, I'm taking Boston College at plus 255 against Miami. Miami's just underachieved this year, and they're underwhelming. They might have a coaching change, who knows. BC's home. They're going to get excited. So I'm going to take Boston College plus 255 against Miami. So there you have it for the show today. I won't be back on this feed until Monday. So hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.